Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Smith. I'm also known as the Crystal Warrior. I'd like to welcome you to my show today. Today, I'm happy to introduce and welcome my guest, Megan Toner. Hello, Megan.
Hello, Keith. Thank you so much for having me on.
I would like to do a little introduction for those who may not know Megan. And Megan Toner is a Reiki master, energy healer, spiritual teacher, and mentor. She is also certified in level 2 training of integrated energy therapy. She works with individuals, guiding them to reconnect to their innate soul wisdom, their purpose and mission that they incarnate for at this time through expanding their intuition and spiritual gifts and energy management. Megan's sessions are conducted either one-on-one containers, group containers, or retreat containers. And her sessions are either in person or virtual. And I will put her contact information at the end of this video for those who might be interested in contacting her further. So as I've said in previous sessions, I was inspired by my wands to start interviewing people who have my wands to expand their scope and contact out into the world, and also to let other people know what is a wand and what are some of the many ways that you can work with wands. And each person works with wands differently. And this is just an opportunity for the wands to kind of show light or showboat or share their diverse ways of expressing their energy through individuals. So the first question I have for you is, were you aware of wands prior to purchasing one?
I had no prior awareness of wands before I was introduced to your crystal healing wands through our dear friends Cara and Renee, and they had spoken to me about their experience with the wands that you've created for them. And I just knew that it was going to be a beautiful tool that I would be bringing into my world, into my own healing, and also into the healing of others as well with the work that I do with clients.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Great. Thank you. All right.
yeah.
So you did not specifically ask me to make this wand for you. I made it, and oh, I think we were on a call and I showed
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And
You held it up like this.
maybe you can share people a little bit of like how that happened for you.
Yeah. So it was really interesting because I had spoken with another friend of ours about her experience with her wand, and she was telling me, she's like, you gotta order one. Like, check out his website because he's always updating his website with different wands that have been created. And I was like, yeah, okay. And she was telling me about this one wand in particular, called, I think it was called the Goddess. And I remember looking at it, and I was definitely enamored with it. It was gorgeous, beautiful. But I heard that's not the one. I'm like, okay. And so I just asked that the wand that I was meant to have be revealed to me.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it kind of like almost, it was like I forgot about it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And then when we were on our call for our class that we were doing in the Akashic Records, I remember I had messaged you and said, I'm still on the hunt for, for a wand. And then you held up this wand, and immediately I was just, I think my jaw dropped. And I was like, that's it. That's the one. That's the one that I'm meant to have. And at that time, I knew nothing about the types of crystals that were a part of this wand. I I had no idea, but everything in me just was a full body yes. Like, yes, that is your wand.
It was also nice to actually give it to you in person, which is, for me, such a rare thing. Normally, I mail them out, and sometimes, most of the time, I never even meet the people who buy the wands. So it's really nice to like be able to like hand it to you and look at your
Yeah.
reaction to it and get that in-person sort of excitement.
Oh yeah, it was even more special to be able to receive it in person and have you just hand it over. Like, and now this is yours. Now this belongs to you. Because I remember too, you had said this particular quartz, clear quartz crystal you had in your possession for quite some time.
I
And you had heard that it was time to give it to another.
Yes, yeah, I had had that for, I can't even tell you how long, like a long time. But that's just again part of the amazing ways that, stones and crystals communicate. Because I
Mm,
loved that point. I'd had it and used it often, but then, and I'd never put it into a wand until that time. And then it was like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, okay, I'll let you go. You gotta go, you gotta go. It's been fun.
yeah.
So cool. So the next question is, well, I already know you already answered the second question, which was what drew you to this particular one. You already answered that.
Hmm.
So can you share a little bit how the wand has informed or enhanced your personal healing journey?
Yeah. So, first off, this wand travels with me everywhere, literally everywhere I go. So, I bring it on retreats with me. Actually, the first retreat I brought it to was in Sedona, Arizona.
Right.
And let me tell you, this wand loved the energy of Sedona.
What do you say more? What do you mean?
So I would sit or lay in meditation in my bed. I had my own room, um, which for me personally is when we're doing energy work, right? Like I'm like, oh yeah, I need my own space
Sure.
to really be able to just like reflect inward and kind of like energetically separate from everything else that's going on. And the energy of Sedona is pretty intense a lot of the time. So I would lay in my bed 5 o'clock in the morning and I would meditate with the wand. And it was a very interesting retreat for me because um, I felt that when I was going into it, I felt that I wanted to bring shamanic journeys into this retreat. And I wasn't sure how it would be received, if
Hmm.
this particular group would be open to it. Um, and I was meditating with the wand, and it was just like immediately the guidance and the clarity was coming through, like, oh yeah, you're taking them there. I'm like, okay. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't normally I will have a plan of what it is that I'll be presenting before
Yeah.
I go into retreat. I had no, I was like, I know that the guidance will come through,
Yeah.
and it did. And so I was directed that the first day would be a day of doing like a big clearing for this particular group. And actually, I was using this wand to do a lot of energy clearing and like cord cutting.
Hmm.
And I was directed by the wand to use it for cord cutting.
Mm.
I was like, oh, okay. And which, I know there's selenite in the wand. So I was like, all right, cool. That makes sense. Um, so the first day I did the clearing with it. And then I heard very clearly the second day, again, that morning, I was laying in meditation and I heard very strongly like you're going to bring them on a journey to the lower realms.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, and connecting them with their animal totems, their power animals.
Cool.
Um, and the wand like was by my side throughout all the journeys. And the third day we journeyed to the upper realms. And I I was brought to tears with what it was that the women were sharing with
Hmm.
me of their journeying experiences. And I was like thanking this one because I really felt that it was giving me a lot of um, confidence, I guess I would say.
Hmm.
And just I had massive clarity around like, okay, like you've been kind of like bobbing and weaving around this like shamanic path, right?
Yeah.
And it's I know that it's a very powerful path for myself. And I also had no idea when this wand was calling out to me that it was literally like the shaman's tool, and it had shamanite in it. And I was like, okay, I hear you. Getting the message loud and clear.
Great. Wow, that's a wonderful, amazing story. And I really appreciate you taking the time today to share your journey, your healing work. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This has been wonderful. I'm
Great.
so glad to share my experience with my beautiful crystal healing wand. And, for those of you who already have one, I can't wait to hear all about your experiences. And for those of you who don't yet have one, hopefully this is getting you excited to get one.
Indeed.